Good morning. This is Tanya Belknap-Jacinko, and we're going to talk about the Arizona initiative and referendums today. An initiative is a process that gives the citizens of the state the ability, the power to create laws and constitutional amendments directly. The referendum is a general vote that allows people to approve or disapprove laws that are already passed from legislation. Initiatives are created generally by just citizens initiating legislation to drafting a proposal and gathering signatures to qualify for a public vote. They decide they want to create a new law. They would take this and file this petition with that state or local government that they pertains to, and then they would get the summary to the designated officials to meet all the requirements that are needed. Then the citizens would have to collect a certain number of voters, enough to get the public interest to get this initiative on the ballot. Once those are all validated, then the initiative can be placed on the ballot by the people. Referendums are a little bit different. They have to have a statement of organization. That needs to be filed with the state of Arizona. Then the committee that does this submits an application for a serial number. They have to gather registered voters, which is at least 5% of the total votes that was in the last election. They file their petition, and has to be no later than 90 days of the legislation since it has adjourned. Once the review and verifications have been placed with the Secretary of State and everything has been passed, they can be placed on the next general election. So, how are these similar and how are they different, referendums and initiatives? Well, they are similar because both of them are forms of direct democracy that allows citizens to directly participate in the legislation process. Both of them are citizens initiative, and both require a correct number of signatures in order to be reviewed and put on the ballot, or to be amended. How they are different? Well, because initiatives are more proactive, referendums are more reactive. Citizens have to propose or create new laws for the amendments, while on the initiatives. On the referendums, those laws are already created. They're just trying to change or overturn the wording of them or what they correctly pertain to, that would have already been passed by legislation. Some pros of the initiatives are, again, it's directly citizens' participation. It allows the citizens of the state to have say in what they want with the laws and the constitution of that state. They also address popular issues, like it might be minimum wage, tax revenue for school programs. It also increases the responsiveness of legislation. Knowing that these citizens have this authority, it allows maybe legislation to listen to the citizens' concerns a little bit more, to avoid the initiative to be even put on the ballot. Some cons of initiatives is because they are citizens based, they could be badly drafted, meaning the wording's not correct, because it's not done by lawmakers, or carefully reviewed before they are put on the ballot. You might also have obstacles, challenges, because because you have to gather so many signatures, could be timely, they can be costly. And you can have voter confusion because they are not lawmakers in general and don't understand the ins and the outs of the government and the wording. People signing these, or giving these signatures could be just signing. They don't really understand what they're even signing for. Pros and cons of referendums is, again, the pro, they give the citizens a little bit more right, to be aware and responsive to the public concerns. They prevent unwanted legislation. So if voters don't like what they're doing or seeing what the laws are doing, they have a right to voice their opinion and go and want to change those. But it could also, again, increase the responsiveness of legislation, knowing if these get passed and if they are not carried through correctly, that the citizens do have the right to revoke them. The cons of them is, again, poorly drafted legislation, giving it to the general public. It could be anybody walking down the street, being able to word these, and that's not how a lot of um, laws are written. They are very fine tuned. The lack of voter understanding, again, very common. I mean, I personally don't understand a lot of legal terms, so I am referencing a lot right now as I'm taking this class. And again, it could be very costly. Campaigns and things take a lot of money and time. How do both initiatives and referendums support the idea of the direct democracy as outlined in this Arizona Constitution? They both create procedures that citizens of Arizona can be actively involved in creating and vetoing laws. These both allow citizens to have the power to change, remove that they don't agree with, and making the government more aware of what the wants and needs to take these in considerations before the citizens take it upon themselves to change them. Um, Thank you very much.